In his new book, Michael Bisping notes that at UFC 100, in terms of his memory, he was knocked 2 months into the past by Dan Henderson. He says that minutes after being KO'd by Hendo, Bisping had no idea why he was in the arena and taking a shower, and why his team was telling him to go to the hospital to get checked out. They told him that he had been KO'd, but he didn't believe them because he thought that the fight was taking place in 2 months. In 1996, at the age of 17, someone tried to murder Bisping by going to his place and spraying tear gas in his eyes. They brought oil and matches to burn his apartment down, as well as a hammer to attack him with. The attacker also cut a wire, which he thought was for the telephone, but it was actually a wire for the doorbell. So Bisping was able to phone and alert the police, and the attacker ran off. Before Bisping went pro, his manager said that he would not have him take any fights unless it was for life-changing money, but Bisping did not get any payments for his first MMA fights. Bisping was sentenced to 28 days in prison when he kicked a guy in the head in what he says was a self-defense situation. Before being a fighter, Bisping worked different jobs such as a bouncer, a DJ, a postman, a slaughterhouse worker, and he also worked in the upholstery business. Bisping also tried to become a member of the British Army, but they did not allow him to do so because of a conviction on his criminal record. Bisping has headlined UFC events in a record 7 different countries: England, Scotland, the US, Canada, Brazil, Australia, and China. He says that the fighter who gave him the toughest fight of his career was Matt Hamill. When he was given a title shot versus Luke Rockhold, Bisping didn't find out about it through the UFC or his manager, but from a text from Ariel Helwani and the sounds of hundreds of alerts on his social media accounts. For that fight, he had to drop 30 pounds in 17 days. For that bout, Bisping was told he could not walk out with the British flag. If he did so, he would be fined $20,000 because it was against the Reebok policy. After swearing and arguing with GSP at the Hockey Hall of Fame during their lead to their fight, Bisping ran into GSP in the washroom and told him he was just putting on a character for the cameras, and the two had a pleasant conversation about both owning Range Rovers. For his last 2 fights with GSP and Kelvin Gastelum, Bisping would be required to make 185 pounds 2 times in 21 days. And Bisping wanted to fight one more time at UFC Liverpool in May of last year versus Rashad Evans at 195 pounds. But it did not happen because Bisping couldn't agree to a deal with the UFC quickly enough, and he ended up retiring and calling it a career.